All right, guys, we're going to be working on this APU cart. This is something that somebody else has worked on, said they couldn't get it running. So we're going to see if we can make this good old Ford inline 6 run. I don't know if it's a 265 or what. So I'm going to explain to you guys what I've done. I should have took one from the very beginning. Looking over it, the battery. When looking over it, the battery is probably dead because it's been sitting for years on end. We do notice we do have a missing fuel line going to it and from the pump up to the carburetor. So we're gonna go through and I'm gonna figure it out. I have popped the cap off earlier and looked. It does have everything in there, but the points need to be cleaned. So right now my jump box doesn't have enough get up and go. So I went through and pulled all the plugs out. Hit a little bit of oil in there just to make sure, you know, we're not turning it over on dry cylinders. Whoever was working on it last time made an adapter because they bought the wrong carburetor for it. We're gonna see if it works. I don't know what this is for. I guess this is for the lights on the top. So let's see if we can get it to turn over with this thing. It's a 24 volt or 12 volt ground power unit or ground start unit. So we're gonna go ahead and turn ignition on just to see if we get it turning over. So we are getting rotation of it. So that's a good thing. So we know we don't have a stuck engine. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull the cap back off, clean the points because it's an old point system, and I'm going to see if I can get the points cleaned. And then I'm going to check this wire here. So I was looking at this wire, it's kind of melted, so I might pull it off of the distributor there. It's just a slide terminal, and I'm going to check resistance from here into the point. So we'll see if we can get if we have resistance or open, and we know if that wire screwed up. So we could check that real quick check, make sure we're getting power to it. If we're not getting power into the power where we need to get power, stuff won't work. So we can check that, make sure we're also getting power to the coil. So that way we can make sure we're getting a ground through everything with the points. Guys, I'm going to try to show you this. Before I started, I did have a higher resistance, so we're going to check through the points to, I guess you could say, ground. I don't know what you want to say. But as you guys can see, you can hear the multimeter now. So that does seem to be working. So let's check and make sure we're getting voltage to the coil. All right, guys, I got power on right now. As you guys can see, this machine probably isn't running. So right now we got ignition off, ignition on. Okay, and with ignition on, you should be getting 12 volts to your ballast resistor. Right now, the wire that connects up to the ballast resistor is connected up to ground, and we're getting 0.06, 0.07 of a volt. So we have no power to the ballast resistor, which means we have no power to the coil. Sorry about that, guys. Want to turn on the light so you can see. So like I was saying, I have no power to the coil. So without power to the coil, we don't have power to anything to make anything work. So we know we got the points cleaned. Going up, we have no power. So if I throw 12 volts to that side of the ballast resistor and crank it, I'll probably get spark. But I don't have any power there, so I got to figure out why I don't have power, or what wire needs to be power. Maybe somebody had the wrong wire on there, and that's why we don't have power. So maybe this wire here is supposed to have power, and somebody's zip tied it out of the way. So let's check that and see. Maybe they got the wrong wire. Nope, don't have any power on that wire. So we could just double check our multimeter to make sure we're getting power. So we're on the power lead. I got 12.97. So this wire here is supposed to be power, and we ain't got no power to it. So we got 0.1 of a volt. Take it off, we lose it. So we're not getting power to this. Let's see if we got power to that. So got a little bit of power, but I'm not getting power to the coil. So that's the whole problem here. So let's try to figure out why we're not getting power to the coil. Okay guys, so after playing with the switch, all I did was I worked the main on-off switch. On and off, on and off, on and off. Okay, so now I got power to the coil, which is 12.5, which is what you should have. You should have 12 volts. So let's pop that off. Let's connect that there. We'll check the other side of the ballast resistor. Okay, we got 3, that's fine. So now we can check the other side of the coil. Make sure we got power there. Let's open the coil. Yeah, so you can see, so we must have power going to it. Good. Let me turn the light off. We have the light off. So with light off, you can see what happens when the points break. See the arc? So it seems like everything's working right. Points are breaking and making contact. So we should have power, so we should have spark now. So let's see. All right guys, I want to show you. We got that working, which is cool. Got panel lights working, so the Hobbs is working. Let me leave. So yeah, even the top lights work. Look at that. So let's leave them off. I'll show you guys. I'm gonna crank it over, and we're gonna see. I was seeing spark there. So let me crank it over, and we'll see. Because their complaint was it had no spark. Wrong cap. Wrong this. Wrong that. And all I did here was I played with the switch. I cleaned the switch up, and I cleaned the points up. So we got spark. All right guys, I'm gonna show you this. I got 2 plugs sitting up there now. So we'll see how it works with 2 plugs. It actually works pretty good, watch. We can make a cool light array. So that's showing it's got spark on 2 cylinders, so it definitely seems to be working now. Now we got spark. So the next thing we're gonna do is I think I'm gonna pull out this battery tonight and try charging it tomorrow, and we'll go from there. We'll see what else we can do with doing stuff. I gotta figure out what fittings these are going into that, so maybe I can either get a solid line and connect it up, or I don't know, we'll figure it out tomorrow. All right guys, we're back working on this again. What I got set up now is, since I know I got spark on all the cylinders, I went ahead, got the cap back on, I ran the plugs down, I hooked up the wires. What we're gonna try right now is we're gonna dump a little bit of fuel in the carburetor, so we can actually see if we get the pop and a kick and, you know, etc. Should be good. Got the choke down, and hopefully we'll get some kicking from it and no fire out of the carburetor. So we're gonna see what we get. So we got some, so that's cool. So let's see, contactor on. So contactor is off right now. So let's dump a little bit more fuel in there just to see what we get. So we'll try this again. So we got oil pressure coming up, which is good. Good deal. So we know it will run. So we know we got running. So now we gotta go ahead and just disconnect this battery for now. We know the battery's good, so we don't have to worry about that. Which is surprising, because I guess somebody put a new battery in it. Somebody else started working on it, maybe. Don't know. Anyway, that don't matter. We're gonna I'm gonna go ahead and pull this fitting off so we can get a fitting for that, and we'll get a fitting for that so we can run a line from there to there and hook this fuel line up and try it again.